So we're joined by Cassady Campbell today. Cassady, how? I wanted to ask though, honestly, Cassady, do you do cocaine? Because I was really wondering, because I noticed a lot of snorting, a lot of neuroticism, is it the cocaine that got to you?
I've never done cocaine in my life. I don't know why anybody would say that.
How's the dating going?
The dating? What do you mean the dating? 1 second, excuse me.
I love the wig. Do you have a bald spot on the back of the wig though?
No, this is the other wig. I left the other one in LA. But Leo, Bostin, I just want to say it is a huge honor for you guys to be on here with me today. And even though I did not like your last podcast, Leo, my lawyers will be contacting you about that soon. Okay.
All right. Moving away from this. Welcome, guys. We have Eric Kanevsky dressed as Cassady Campbell on the show. Thank you, Eric, for joining us so quickly. We just invited Eric on yesterday, but he's such a good friend. He came on so quickly. Bostin, have you ever done a podcast with Eric?
I have not.
No.
Eric, have we met like in California yet or no?
We've never met. We've never really talked, which is surprising to me because I've been following you literally before like you were even famous. I remember because I was friends with Jason Coley when
that's why.
Like
are you guys still friends?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Yeah, we're I always give him shit. I'm a little hard on him. So, he kind of gets crazy with me a little bit, but yeah, I mean we keep in contact.
Yeah. Bostin, I love your haircut, bro. This one was better than the last one. Now I'm gonna cut my hair again. Anyway, guys, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, we'll do some housekeeping stuff. I wanted to talk about the forum a little bit. So, Bostin, we got a comment, and 20 people liked it, which was they wanted you to make a thread where you have your most recommended sources. And I just wanted to give you a chance to tell the audience why you don't do that.
Yeah, so the reason I don't do that is because any of the sources on there have to contact me to get free access. I have to sample their products, and we usually have. I've had people use their stuff. So if I go on there and I approve of them on a comment, that means you're a good source. So that means I would have to stick you literally every source. You know what I mean?
And basically,
I would rather give it up to the source to be active on there and keep his thread going rather than me do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So basically, Bostin leaves the sources to keep reposting and get themselves active. And basically, he doesn't leave sources there that are not approved. Yeah, so if they're on there, they are approved. The issue is being, what do you want? Some people have pharmaceutical stuff. Some people have UGL. But there's one thing, actually, I wanted to ask you before we move over. Well, first of all, I want to shout out the Australian UGL. He asked me to shout him out. He's a good guy. I wanted to shout him out. And then I wanted to mention, the people in Europe, some of them were asking, because they actually, there's a question later. A guy was asking, if I order stuff, because he's in Europe, I don't know which country he is. He wants to order stuff from the US. He's asking, what's your advice on like how to not get stuff seized in Europe? I don't really know because
there's a couple good farm sources on there that will pack like crazy, but there's always a risk of seizures if you order international. There's always a risk, Yeah.
All right. Okay, moving on. The final thing, by the way, I wanted you guys to know. So my Indian shipment is in the country. Me and Bostin are both really anticipating this because I got this Indian pharmacy that's so cheap, and I'm hoping it's real and it arrives. If it does, I'm going to order again from him, make sure it's real, and then I'll recommend it.
Dude, he texted me again today. He's like, are you making your order today? And I'm like, no, I'm waiting. He's like real antsy. I'm like, no. But dude, when he told me the prices, it's almost too good to be true.
I know. That's why I'm waiting. Well, it's in the country, so I'm going to see if the package arrives. I hope he's not going to...
Go ahead.
I hope he's not going to like give us real stuff at cheap prices and screw us at the end. So that's the issue. You know what I mean?
Like once you make a big order, he fucks you.
Exactly.
But I do want to shout out what you mentioned IA Super Pharma on that's who I'm using my stem cells from. They actually stealth ship worldwide. I've never had seizures. They put it in candy, and I've never heard of one seizure. They go crazy. They put it in like beard trimmers. They'll put like vials and dude, they're crazy. Like you'll actually get like a full kit. So if anyone like needs stuff and you want to make sure it doesn't get seized, that's the company to go through.
I also want to mention, someone mentioned that the forum is not free. Just for you guys to understand, the forum is not free. It's a very small price. The reason Bostin charges that price is because it provides a lot of value. You can't have a free forum with sources on it because then everybody can join and it'll get screwed up immediately.
It keeps it clean, man.
It keeps it clean, yeah, exactly. So I just want to mention that. Now, Eric, I want to discuss. So since we last spoke, you came on. I don't know, boss, if you saw Eric's podcast with me. He came on a few weeks ago.
That was with Trigili, so I tried not to watch too much of it.
I know, yeah.
You don't like Nick?
Yeah, for you to know, Eric, if Bostin doesn't like Nick because of some scamming behavior that is true. I found out again recently. I talked to Phil. Yes, we'll talk about that later. But the point is, Eric, I was really happy to see that John made a video supporting you. What a loyal guy. What a wonderful
guy. Yeah, I was happy to see that too. I wasn't even expecting it, but I'm super happy with how things turned out because, I knew that he was trying to cover up for Cassady for the longest time. But remember on the last podcast, I told you I'm calling it by the end of the year, they're going to have a falling out. Well, it didn't even take until the end of the week. He pissed John off that much.
Eric, was it a money thing?
With what? With John?
With just with Cassady in general.
Like a jealousy, controlling kind of thing.
Yeah, it was more about jealousy. Like he didn't want me doing better than him in any way, and he kept wanting me to pay him 30% for managing me, even though he was literally doing nothing for me, which is fine. I was paying him out of loyalty, but then he was also trying to sabotage me at the same time. So at that point, it's like, no, I'm not going to keep paying you. You know who
Musclehead is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so before he got locked up, he was helping Cassady with stuff, like helping him with advice and shit. And then that's like in 2015, before Cassady became big. And he said Cassady was nice, this and that, and he was very thoughtful, whatever. And then he said fame got to him, and he started getting followers. And he said the kid completely changed, and he said he would never shut up about Bradley Martin. I guess he said he was like Bradley Martin.
Oh, he was.
And then he asked me if he wanted to come out and stay with me and do videos in like GNC or whatever. And I'm like a family guy, dude. Like I don't do that. So I was like, I kindly declined, but I could tell that they kind of got to his head a little bit, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, back then he was nice to all the fitness people because he was like a fanboy. He wanted to get into the fitness industry so bad, but then you guys kind of all rejected him, so that's why he hates the fitness people now. Yeah.
But Eric, we were talking, Bostin and I, last podcast. It's interesting, Rich has a similar reputation. Rich Piano, who you were also involved with, that when he became famous, people, his old friends, like the ones that I know, told me that he changed a lot when he became famous. They stopped liking him.
I mean, all my experiences with Rich were positive, so.
But it's interesting how sometimes celebrity, maybe it's not true about Rich, who knows? But it's interesting sometimes how celebrity can change people's.
Well, no, with Rich, with people that had big YouTube followings, like with Eric and with me and stuff like that, and that were known, he was fine. But towards other people,
it's private friends. Yeah, it's known.
Yeah, he just wasn't. It could have been a drug thing too,
Could have been a drug thing. Yeah, that's true. Okay, moving on. Guys, I don't know if you know about this, Eric, but I have to make a slight apology. Last podcast, I told a story about Patrick Tuor. So just to understand, for the audience to understand, I told Patrick this on the phone. The only reason we talk about Patrick is because, number one, we don't like Fuad. Nobody on earth likes Fuad because he's a bad guy. And on the show, everybody on the show is coached by Patrick, and they bring him up every 5 minutes. I told him that on the phone. That's why we brought it up, So we were just playing, we're just making fun, and we didn't mean to cause genuine harm. And it's not Bostin's fault. It was my fault. What I did was, basically just for the audience to understand, I have a friend in Europe who is used to be an underground lab. And he told me with absolute confidence that Patrick used to sell steroids from that lab. Now, I have no evidence of this whatsoever. The worst thing is that in the conversation that we had last time, I'm not a reporter or a journalist. I don't understand how to do this stuff. I didn't say alleged. So I just basically threw shade on this guy. There's a slight chance he was not a UGL or did not resell from the UGL that I know. So I really wanted to apologize to Patrick. He was such a gentleman on the phone. What happened was Patrick gave me a call. Then he called, I think he texted you, Bostin, then he called you also?
So he had me call him too.
Yeah, so he texted me. Originally, Patrick called me. I don't know how he got maybe from Fuad he got my number. But he got my number, called me. And he was such a gentleman on the phone. I mean, I was like, oh my God, he's such a nice guy. Like, you can't hit on this guy. So I apologized to him, and I wanted to put this out there. We're going to clip this so that everybody knows my apology for that. He's such a nice guy. I don't even want to comment on him anymore. But I will mention one thing to Patrick and anybody else. When people call me or text me, you don't call me Leith. Leith is my Arabic name. If you're not Arab, my name is Leo. My mother calls me Leo. Leo means lion in English, and Leith means lion in Arabic. It's not some sneaky shit to call me and then call me Leith thinking you know some shit about me. I'm not hiding my identity, dude. It's just people can't pronounce Leith, so I say Leo. So Patrick, for anyone else that wants to call,
You think he did that as a jab?
Yeah, he did. And I stopped him on the phone. I told him, excuse me. That's the only time I stopped him. He was very nice, but I told him, excuse me, don't play games with this. My name is Leo. You correct me, call me by my real name. I call myself Leo, you call me Leo. If you're Arab, you can call me Leith. If you're not Arab, don't do that shit because you can't pronounce it. So just let it be. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. So I wanted to comment, though, that it was really interesting that Nick Trigili made a video like 2 hours, I think, after it happened. Immediate response video and commented on Patrick's thread saying, I got your back, bro. This is because...
took it down.
You know, this is because 2 days before that, I sent Nick some very harsh messages. Basically, I told, because Nick kept asking to come back on the show, and I found out that Nick, unfortunately, was still taking people's money, clients' money, and not responding for weeks and doing all these kind of things. So it's still current. I can't be associated with somebody that's currently doing that, and Bostin especially cannot be associated with. Bostin has very strong ethical code. So I messaged Nick and I told him, listen, bro, you can't be on the podcast. You're still doing this shit. You know, and so he got upset. So 2 days later, he saw an opportunity to support Patrick. So he made a video about it. But anyway, move past this. So I want to discuss Bostin, some kidney news. So remember, I don't know if I sent you the paper. The SGLT2 inhibitors, empagliflozin, and it wasn't empagliflozin, but it was another SGLT2 inhibitor that was tested. They're shown now to reduce chronic kidney disease progression among non-diabetics in chronic kidney disease stages 3 and 4, around that area. So that's news for us. Because before, remember, we were thinking about empagliflozin, and I was wondering, like, is it kidney protective for non-diabetics? It seems to be so. So that's a new paper. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that it's very interesting. I found out that in kidney failure, kidney failure produces dyslipidemia, high cholesterol. And when you get a renal replacement and you replace your kidney, everything else normalizes except for LDL cholesterol and ApoB protein count. ApoB are a protein that are on these things. So basically, it's interesting. Now, the thing is, though, statins don't actually extend life unless you're on chronic kidney disease stage 5. If you're on stages 4 and 3, they don't extend life. So there's some news I was coming across while reading this week. Now, on the big news, though, is DMX died. I know this is not usually what I talk about, but DMX died, and it shook me to the core. I've been watching DMX videos for the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's
he had a heart attack, right?
Bro, this guy, man, he was a legend. He didn't get the level of recognition he deserved. He was like a Tupac right after Tupac. He had beautiful lyrics, and he suffered so much with addiction, you know? You know, his parents left him when he was a kid. He grew up on the streets. And he was like what do they call it in New York? The stick-up guy. He was a stick-up guy. He used to go and stick people up with guns to rob them. And that's how he survived throughout his childhood. And he was a rapper. And he used to stick people up with dogs too. That's why I love dogs so much. He used to have a dog, and he would stick people up with a dog. Like, the dog will attack you unless you give me your money. Sorry, something happened to my computer. Anyway, this guy, so he was... I don't know what just happened. Cancel. So yeah, he was a really awesome guy, bro. And then he developed like a cocaine addiction. And what I noticed, though, I saw an interview of his on Noriega's podcast a couple of weeks ago. I don't watch rap stuff that much, but I saw an interview of his that was 2 years old a couple of weeks ago before he died. And I noticed he had a similar thing that Lenny has now, which is the kind of bloat that comes from heart failure. You know, the kind of watery retention. He had that. And he couldn't talk properly, bro. It was so sad. And then 2 years later, he died, I think, of heart failure, but I'm not sure. Now, that's the lesson.
You know what's crazy, man, is they said he had 15 kids.
Yeah, he had he had a bunch of kids. That's true. He had like at least 12, I remember.
They said 15 on the news. I said, what the fuck?
Bro, a lot of these rappers have like 20 kids from 20 women. I don't know how they handle that stuff. Like Boozy has a ton of kids. Tons of kids. And it's interesting to think that it's interesting, right? People who pay the most attention to their lives have kids later. And then people who don't give a crap have tons of kids. So the genetic pool is probably worsening over time a little bit. Anyway, so after that, I wanted to mention the thyroid. So what's been happening to you, Bostin, with your heart rate and the thyroid?
It's coming down a little bit. I think dude, that Carvedilol did fucking wonders with my blood pressure. You remember I told you I was stacking the ACE and the ARB for a while?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that, but it wasn't lowering my blood pressure. I was still like 150 over 80. I said, I'm taking an ACE at the highest dose with an ARB at the highest dose. I was doing Velsartan with Ramipril at the highest dose of both, and I wasn't getting any benefits. So anyways, I dropped the Velsartan, and now I'm just doing Ramipril 5 mg morning and night with 6.25 mg Carvedilol, which is Carvedilol, morning and night. And dude, my blood pressure is like 130 over 70, which is great for me.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
It's never that low.
I didn't know you maxed out Velsartan at 160 and
Ramipril 10 morning and night.
Wow. So
it didn't lower me though. Like the combination didn't help.
That means that a lot of your blood pressure is directed from your hypothalamus pituitary adrenal stress axis. A lot of it's coming from stress. That means
the Carvedilol dropped it to 20 points, and like that's not even a high dose. 6.25 twice a day.
Carvedilol is an unusual. I think it has an alpha adrenaline agonist element. It has some unusual pharmacology. It may be useful for you. A lot of people respond differently to different beta.
I feel good on it. You know who told me about it was my chiropractor. He says he uses that for blood pressure, so I looked into it, and you only need a little low dose, so it worked, man. So I'm only on Ramipril and Carvedilol now, which to me is I'm happy with that.
Personally, like I told you, if it was me, I would always want a beta blocker because I know that stress signaling, even just the constriction, but the stress signaling will hit my kidney harder.
I feel better. I just feel better on a beta.
Yeah, on a beta blocker. Hey, Eric, do you take a beta blocker? You should, bro. You're big. You should take a beta blocker.
Is Benazepril a beta blocker?
No, that's you're talking about an ACE inhibitor.
Oh, whatever that is. I've been taking that since I was 17. Yeah.
No way. Okay, great. Thank God. Whoa, how do you know about that at 17?
What?
How do you know about it at 17?
Because as soon as my mom found my gear the first day, she dragged me to the doctor. And so we found out my blood pressure was high, so I got on it. And I mean, I've been on it since. And yeah, I've never had any blood pressure problems, thank God, because I've always been on it.
That's an ACE inhibitor, Leo?
It's lisinopril, right?
Benazepril. It sounds
like an ACE inhibitor.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it sounds like, I don't know it specifically, but dude, you're so lucky. I had to
I know.
I had like a 180 over something blood pressure at 24 or 23. I would go to doctors. They would be like, no, you're too young. We're not giving you shit. So I eventually started ordering from Aldi Chemist. That's the only way I save my kidneys. Otherwise, I don't know where Boston is.
I never understood that because it's like you're too young, but so what, you want me to have my blood pressure high?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Exactly. But you might want to look into a beta blocker also, because the beta blockers, so when you're on androgens, you get like a vigilant, hyper-vigilant state mentally, like a hyper-aggressive state. And basically you get more adrenaline. The beta blockers block the receptors of adrenaline so that you feel less adrenaline slightly. I like to do it to preserve
Is that a good thing? Because I'm always like chill. Like I'm just like.
Oh, are you? Okay, you may be someone that doesn't.
I need more adrenaline, if anything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Some people are like that. They're blessed.
What's your resting heart rate, Eric?
Well, I just had a coffee, so I don't want to take it right now.
No, but normally, what's it like?
It's like 80-ish, 85.
That's pretty high.
That's high, bro. Yeah, you don't. So this is the thing, right? Think about it this way. Your heart is a muscle, right? Like when bodybuilders go work out their biceps, like for example, think about arm wrestlers. Arm wrestlers always work out their biceps, right? Eventually, every arm wrestler damages his bicep. The more you work a muscle over time, the more it can get potentially damaged. So if your resting heart rate, what mine used to be was like 85, 90 before when I didn't know what I was doing. And that means my heart's beating way more times than another person's. If you get your heart a bit stronger, it can beat less. But sometimes, even if it's stronger, the adrenaline signaling will make it beat more. So anyway, but the interesting thing we got to talk about this week, so Boston, why I wanted to delay it for a day, is that something so fascinating happened. So Phil Viz, Boston's best friend from childhood, Phil Viz has become a famous person on YouTube recently. I talked to Phil for an hour last night on the phone. To figure out the details behind everything that happened. He was so nice on the phone, bro. But anyway, Phil, which I want to ask you about, so I'll talk to you about why you don't like Phil later. Let's talk about Phil properly. But
no, I don't dislike him. He's just, I mean.
Yeah, tell me, no, bro. Let's talk about that first. He asked me, he's like, why does Boston dislike me? I was like, it's probably just because you're annoying, like the way you talk and stuff like that. He's like, that's the only reason. I'm not unethical. I'm just annoying. And he's like, Boston shouldn't hate me, because I'm just annoying. I'm not unethical. So he's like,
I haven't heard of him really like being a shithole. So
yeah,
no, I don't dislike him in a way that I dislike Nick Trigilli for scamming people, because He doesn't do that. But he's delusional. That's that. So he's funny because he's delusional. You know what I mean? Eric, you follow him?
No. You know what's funny is the first time I heard of Phil Viz was from you. You called him Spill Viz, and I thought that was his name or something.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was there's this obese, there's an obese genre on YouTube about weight loss. One of the ladies with a YouTube channel there found Phil Viz and saw his interactions with like obese people on Instagram where he's like, you're fat, you should lose weight. That's an exaggeration, but she liked it because there's this anti-weight, this like fat acceptance movement. And he's like the opposite of that. So she liked it. Yeah. She commented on, and then I think Gred Ducette saw her video. And so then made a video about Phil. Then Phil responded a little bit, and then Greg really attacked Phil yesterday. Recently, I've been liking Greg a little bit because I liked how he stood up for himself when that guy called him a racist. But the thing about his second video, bro, it's such a lie. The first video, you clearly are saying, Phil Viz called all of my subscribers idiots, guys. All of my subscribers they were called idiots, guys. So everybody knows what Greg's trolls do. When Greg does this shit, they go and attack. He really launched them. Then in the second video, he said, I didn't do anything. It's not my fault. If people did responded, no, bro, you did, clearly. But anyway, it was really fascinating because right after that, Nick and I, we made a video about Gred Ducette before. Nick was very confident that Greg is a snitch. And I was too, actually. I'm still a little confident, but not completely sure. We made a video about that before. And not only that, but before that, Nick made a video about Greg's prices. And he came on my show to defend. So Greg, I know Nick hates Greg. He hates him, but he made a video right after the Phil thing. He tried to do the same thing as Patrick Tuor. He made a video response supporting Greg, attacking Phil Viz. Now, I watched the whole video. It was really destructive and really harsh. But funny thing about it, in the end of the video is like, Greg does great videos. I love Greg's videos. Great work. He does great stuff. I just had an issue with his prices, but he's really good. So I thought we should address that.
Nick contradicts himself so many times, dude.
Oh, by the way, Eric, I didn't mean to put you in a weird position because we're talking about Nick and you're friends with Nick. I understand that. Eric is not supporting this discussion.
Him and Trigilli are good, are buddies?
Yeah. So it's a little awkward. I didn't mean to bring that up. But, the issue, basically what we're trying to comment on is this. Don't just hop on bandwagons and attack people, And I didn't know something, bro. When I talked to Phil, I found out that Phil was Nick's first coach.
Yeah.
Phil took Nick to his first competition. And he got him into bodybuilding. Like I never knew that at all.
They tell different sides to that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Trigilli would disagree with you, but yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. So
Bostin, what do you think about Gred Ducette? I'm curious about that.
He's annoying, man. Like I can't watch his videos, so I can't tell you I can't tell you if I agree with him, but he's just annoying. I can't listen to him. It's too much clout, man. It's like too much chasing fans and chasing followers for me.
Yeah, me too. I can't watch a whole video. I just skim through.
I like people that are probably the same in person as they are on YouTube. Like I think if we met Greg, at the store or we saw him at a Whole Foods, he'd probably be a complete different person. I don't like. He wouldn't be screaming in our face for sure.
Yeah,
I don't like the whole I have this YouTube persona and then on in real world I'm like this. I like a person that just acts like the way they act. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's.
It blew him up though, for sure.
But dude, Phil Viz should be happy that Greg made a video of him. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I learned that way. I know Eric has made some crazy cycle videos too. He's gotten bad publicity. It all turns out good in the end.
Eric has tricked Greg into making a video about him.
Yeah.
Eric actually plays into it.
I wanted him to make a video about me because just so it brings more traffic to me when I was doing the whole fitness thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. But the fitness beefs, I never took any of them seriously. Oh, you're small, your legs are small, you're fat. It's just I don't get mad at whatever at all the fitness beef. It's all funny to me.
I'm surprised that I never ran into you at Venice when you did those shows because even though I moved out of California in 2013, my mom used to judge those shows. When was the last time you competed at Muscle Beach?
You competed you competed at one point as a bikini competitor, I think, right?
Women's figure. And my last competition was 2019
at Venice.
Yeah, and the first one was 2016 when I did figure.
Yeah, so my mom judged the 2016 one that you were doing because she moved. Yeah, because she judged them all the way up until 2017.
Okay,
Yeah.
but on Greg's voice, by the way, I think that so there is something like you learn how to talk to a camera, and over time you learn what people like, or like how to like you have a relationship with the camera. That's one thing. Like Derek has that. Derek's funny on camera and he knows how to talk to the camera, and that's one thing. There's some people I know they have like alternate personalities on YouTube. And I've only noticed that myself because after becoming a YouTuber. Like to be honest with you, the only two people that I've known very closely that were truly like they are on camera is Bostin and Derek. Bostin and Derek, I mean, I don't know you as well, Eric. That's the only reason I don't comment on you. But I mean, everybody else that I got to know very well.
Well, I mean, the way I am on these podcasts, on myself, obviously, I'm not actually.
You're the same. You talk the same off. But what I mean to say is, like, a lot of people will be like, look at Palumbo, for example. I thought of Palumbo as being an amazing human being for years. I used to defend him about the Bob Chick thing. I hated Bob Chick for years so much because of Palumbo. But then he's different in private. A lot of them are, you know. So I just want to give credit to Bostin and also to Derek, to be honest, for being such genuine people. Now, I want to ask you, Bostin or Eric, actually, did you guys see Phil Heath's vacuum?
Yeah, I did. I watched the video.
What did you think of it?
I didn't think it was impressive.
Why do they keep trying to show that he's lost his gut? It's not real. Like, why do they keep... It's not fooling anybody. You can't lose it unless you lose all your muscle.
It's all about angles, man.
Yeah, it's angles. It's weird. It's weird to post. Also, is Patrick Moore bigger? Did you see that picture? Or that guest posing he did?
I don't know. I don't see that guy putting in the time to grow. He's always doing shows, and
yeah, big legs.
He might be.
Yeah. And finally, Justin Rodriguez. These are just the new stuff before we get to questions. Justin Rodriguez switched coaches. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Dude,
he did that some fucked up shit. I hate his coach, dude. His coach is a piece of shit. But anyways.
Wait, you talking about Artabi? Arab guy?
No, AJ Sims, the cement factory. Dude, he went out to Orlando, Florida, stayed with AJ in his house, was with him for like at least a week, I think, leaves his house, then posts on Instagram a couple days later that he's with another coach. Didn't even tell AJ. Didn't even tell him. AJ found out via Instagram that he left him because he was tagging Abdullah.
Why would you leave a coach that close to a competition?
I think it's money. I think they're paying him.
I think so too. That was just most likely. Yeah, Abdullah Al-Ataibi, I guess, is the first. Is his name Abdullah? Is Ataibi? He's the first Arab coach, actually, the first tribal Arab coach in history ever. There's George Farah and these guys, but they're Lebanese. He's the first person from my region, so I'm very proud of him. Like how much he learned. I guess those guys, you know, they hired the best coaches and then like learned everything from them. They brought everybody there, you know. So it's pretty cool. He's also from like a very famous tribe in Saudi Arabia, by the way, called Banu Ataiba. Anyway, now let's talk about our questions. So first of all, our first question is from Blancet Matt. And he wants you, Bostin, and probably Eric as well, but not me, to rate his genetic potential. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to show my screen for the first time in my life. Okay, so let's see if this works. Tell me, guys, if you see the screen. Do you?
Yeah, I see
it. Yeah, I see it, yep.
That's him. So this is the guy who wants us to rate his physique. See, I've downloaded a separate browser so that I don't show my PayPal info like Fuad. I don't check my PayPal, but anyway.
On the Pornhub?
Yeah, Pornhub, exactly. So mainly Pornhub, yeah. Really, Twitter is a better porn source these days.
Does this guy have any physique shots?
He wants to ask you, his question was, he wants to know. I didn't check it beforehand, by the way. He's not on drugs, if I remember correctly, the question. There's no physique shots. How do you want us to judge this, bro? Let's see. Oh, okay. Bro, there's no physique shots. You can't have us rate you unless you have
not happening.
We can't do it. We can't.
I'm not even going to trash this guy. It's not even worth it.
We can't. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 exactly. Okay, so now the next question by IKC589, who always comments on us. He says, for Bostin, how could you adjust the cookie cutter Palumbo low carb keto diet to include some fruits? Could you reduce 20 to 30 grams worth of fats a day and substitute the equivalent in fruits like blueberries or raspberries? Or would that reduce the effectiveness of the diet?
That's what I do in my diets, man. Like Palumbo is big on like 2 servings of fat per meal. I cut the fats almost in half. I like to do berries in the morning, either a mixed berry or blueberries in the morning. Pineapple with your post-workout meal. I like to mix red meat with rice and also a pineapple. It really helps with digestion. And I do that post-workout meal. And then with the post-workout shake, I like to do raisins.
Interesting. You know what I was thinking? What do you think about it, Eric? Do you have any comments on that?
What?
Anyway, but what I was thinking is
no, I just
basically when I eat,
okay.
When I eat, I've tried this a lot. I know the question was for Bostin, but I've tried this a lot because my diet, I try to be like ketogenic while getting plants and fruits in, which is really hard, obviously. So what I try to do is when I eat like 6 hours a day only, I can eat quite a bit of carbs, but not that much. And I can notice by the next morning, my brain is very clear. I'm still in some kind of ketosis. But if I eat enough berries, for example, at night especially, I'll go out of ketosis and won't be in ketosis the next morning. For me, I can only handle like this many berries to stay in ketosis. If your point is of the diet to be in ketosis, you won't be in ketosis if you eat enough berries.
Oh, if you're trying to stay in keto, I avoid all fruit.
Yeah, you won't. It'll be very difficult. You could probably get away with a little bit if your eating window is very small. So a second question by G Lifts. He says, I'm trying to understand how some mass monsters like McCarver and Nick Walker blow up lean in a very short time. What anabolics would you take if you're trying to achieve what they did? Obviously, this is an easy question.
Let Eric answer that first, and then I'll answer.
Yeah, tell us, Eric. Actually, you guys answer. I'm going to turn the AC on.
I mean, I think somebody like Nick Walker or Dallas McCarver, that's just like their fucking genetics. Like, how many people can blow up that fast?
Well, I think genetics are 100% number one, for sure. But do you think that? I mean, we know that Dallas was pushing the gear, right? Nobody has 50,000 testosterone.
Oh yeah,
nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Nick Walker claims he barely runs any, which I kind of call bullshit.
But I think it's genetics for staying healthy too, because if most people try to take a Dallas McCarver stack, they just wouldn't be able to handle it for probably as long as he did.
100%. Well, healthiest too also is like keeping an appetite on massive amounts of orals. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like when somebody's like, oh, like, you know, what's the best way to grow? And I'm like, the best way to grow, most people wouldn't be able to do it because they couldn't handle the digestion issues. They couldn't handle the orals and stuff like that. But I have a few clients that they don't lose their appetite on anything. And those are the guys that grow like crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I mean, look, if I used a lot of steroids, and Eric did too, and Bostin did too. But I always want to mention to people, I wasn't a bodybuilder, so don't judge me by the way I looked. I was pretty strong, but I couldn't, dude. Later I find out, I checked my IGF-1 receptor after I stopped lifting, and the IGF-1 receptor, I'm homozygous for the weak IGF-1 receptor. Like, I have the worst IGF-1 polymorphisms you can. My wife has the 2 awesome IGF-1 receptors. She's 6 feet tall. She's not skinny. She's like well built a little bit. And she would be, if she was a man, somebody that maybe would be like Dallas or like maybe. I mean, there's a lot of genetic polymorphisms there, but IGF-1, I was not responding to. So like for somebody like me, you can't I could never get there. You know what I mean? But the recipe, I think, for people to know is that you basically want mTOR on all the time. mTOR being the major growth pathway in the body. So if you have insulin and if you have growth hormone and if you don't get diabetic while you have both, and then you have some androgens, you're going to grow as well as you can. You just don't want to be in a stressful state while growing. You want to be like Nick Walker. You can see that growth hormone relaxation when he talks. He's very relaxed. Dallas was also very relaxed. Growth hormone actually relaxes you. It has effects in the brain also. You don't want to be that hyped up, I think, Trenbolone.
You didn't get any benefit from GH, Leo?
My hands grew and my feet grew and I got a point in my head now. I can't shave my head right.
But not much muscle?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, ask Scott. Scott Mendelson's, my friend, one of the greatest powerlifters of all time. I told him, did you ever get stronger from growth hormone? He said, no, zero. We thought we would.
No, I don't think stronger. No.
No, I looked better when I was on it. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Did you look better? Did you look better? Did your skin look better?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes your muscle look different. You can't have that kind of muscle without growth hormone.
So even though you had low IGF, you did respond well. Okay.
Yeah, I still got the fat loss and the muscle looked different. That's true. But I never I wasn't a guy that just grows. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but anyway, so Professor Beben asks, if a person needs TRT, it's an interesting question. He says, if a person needs TRT for work, sexual desire, energy, and happiness, but is trying to have a child, how much would you dose TRT at? And this is interesting for Bostin because Bostin's protocol actually keeps TRT in.
Correct.
And he says, bear in mind, HMG is too expensive and hard to get for me. I can only use HCG and Clomid.
Well, I don't even have the guys use Clomid. I have the females use the Clomid on certain days.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't even like to answer that question because he's like, I can't afford HMG.
You can't afford it. Get a better job. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's the most important part of the protocol.
Most important thing. So important. Yeah. Either HMG or FSH.
Yeah.
Have that. And if you're going to stay on test, you actually don't, unless your balls don't work, unless the guy's balls don't work, if he goes on 2,500 units of HCG every other day and 75 units of HMG like you use, I know you use higher doses of HCG, but if he does that, he's going to have high tests for energy, for sex drive. Sure. So he just needs to get FSH. Now, FSH is expensive, it's true, but it's really worth it. I mean, it really produces a very big difference in your sperm quality and all that.
If he's been shut down for a while, he's going to need HMG in my opinion, but...
He will, because HMG is what is trophic to the gonads. It actually grows them. Yeah. The LH doesn't do that. All right, so that's Professor Beben. Okay,
scientifically, I don't know it like you do, but I've had clients that said that shit to me. Oh, I just used HCG and I couldn't get pregnant. I'm like, you fucking idiot. You have to use the whole protocol. So then when they use the HMG, it happens quick. So I know it has a big part to do with it.
Huge. So someone asked, I don't have his name here, but he says, Leo, Bostin had a client named Kiro Beast. He once mentioned that Kiro required 2 milligrams of Arimidex daily to control his estradiol. Why do you think this is? I'm in the same situation. I assume some genetic variants with overactive aromatase enzyme. So who's this client?
I turned Cairo pro in the men's fitness division in a different country. He looked really good. We had a crazy transformation. That's why people know who he is, because he had a lot of changes. But that's been so long ago that I trained him when he went pro. But I mean, I wouldn't do that. That doesn't sound right. I would have probably had him on one. Yeah, I do smash the shit out of my clients with antiestrogens, but I would probably have done 1 mg every day for 8 weeks out or something, and then 4 weeks out I get rid of the Arimidex and I just run Letro and Novadex.
I think this guy is talking. And by the way, this is actually a good subject for Eric too, because Eric is notorious for. Eric and John Bravo. Eric and John Bravo. John thinks that Eric is ridiculous. I talked to John about this, by the way, Eric, after we talked, because he saw the video and he's like,
he's not gonna change his mind no matter what.
He's like, Eric doesn't take us aromatase inhibitors. To him, it's the worst thing possible. In reality,
I don't know what his obsession is with the fucking anti-estrogen.
Did you get your gyno cut out?
I never have gyno. No, I took at one point 5.2 grams of test back in like 2018, and I never got gyno. I just don't get it no matter what.
Yeah, but when you get blood work done, has your estrogen through the roof or no?
I never checked my estrogen.
But even if it is, it's a good thing, bro. It's so.
Why would you never check your estrogen?
It doesn't need to.
Because I just checked the health shit, because I never cared about tests because I know that's high, but I don't know. I just never thought to check it.
It's a thing bodybuilders think that like estrogen being high is necessarily negative. It can be negative in one.
Negative in a contest prep.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, when I prep, of course I take the estrogen blockers, but not just
okay. I thought you
regular day to day. Oh no.
Yeah, because that's the thing, Bostin. This guy's asking. I felt from the question he's asking about regular day to day stuff. I think he thinks that this guy was taking 2 milligrams of Arimidex daily on off season.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, half mg every other day for my guys.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like when I went over my contest prep stack, people think that that's what I take now, like my entire life. Like what I took 2 weeks out, they think I'm on that year round forever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. If you don't have any gyno symptoms or any kind of fatigue, fuck it. Who cares? But I thought you meant in contest prep, which you definitely want to crush your estrogen in contest prep.
I mean, there's also some so there are upstream demands on aromatase, the enzyme. So the person may have upstream demands that are making aromatase express itself higher. You also may have an overactive aromatase enzyme. Some people have stronger enzymes than others. And then you also may have like a CYP polymorphism in your liver that's making you digest Arimidex slower. So maybe the guy would like to try a different AI. And if not, then he just is a person probably that aromatizes faster. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because that aromatization...
I will say this, though. I followed Eric for a while on his shows and stuff. And you get to like 300 pounds or whatever in the off season or whatever you hit. And you don't really get that. It's not like you're fucking obese, but you have, but it seems when you diet down, you lose like 80 pounds. A lot of that is estrogen related water in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the first few weeks, I lose like 20, 30 pounds.
Exactly. So if you were to keep an anti-E in, you probably wouldn't hold as much fluid for sure.
Yeah, but I also, I don't know if you've been following it the past few years, but I don't even compete anymore. I just try to maintain.
I remember when you did the Cal shows in Culver City. That's the one.
Yeah. Back then, I definitely went out of control with the bulks.
Oh, okay.
You know, Culver City has a gang there called Culver Tracy. I've met one of them before. It's so random. Culver City is like the nicest place. Like, it's a nice place in West LA.
Ghetto, though.
No, it's not ghetto. Well, there's a housing project there. That's true.
Where I know Culver City, where that fucking venue is pretty ghetto, right, Eric?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Eric, you grew up in LA too, right? Are you from the Valley?
I lived in Hollywood.
You grew up in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I'm surprised we never ran into each other, dude. I'm born and raised in that area.
I know, yeah.
There's also a gang in Venice called Venice 13. And there's also there's also a Shoreline Crips in Venice. I've been there, but they don't exist as much anymore. I went to Venice the other day to buy glasses. There's a great glasses shop in Venice, by the way, bro. If you ever want
Leo, you still live in LA?
Yeah, I live in Irvine.
I mean, I'm there like twice a month. We should.
That's what I was telling you. Last time I said, whenever you come, we should meet up. Absolutely.
Where do you live now? Right?
What?
Where do you live now?
I live in Austin, Texas, but I've been flying to LA to film. So
why did you move to Texas for cheaper?
Yeah, basically my roommate that I live with, she needed to move here for health insurance. She needed to move out of LA, and I wanted to move to Texas for the longest time. So I said, hey, let's move to Texas.
That was one of my cities that I was looking to when I moved in 2014. I was either going to move to Orlando, Florida, or Austin, Texas. I should have. I mean, who knows? But Austin would have been nice.
It's so cheap here, and the mask mandates are gone, and there's no homeless people like in LA. That's a big problem there. Like when I was in LA a few weeks ago, I was pulling into my apartment building, and there's a hobo just chilling on a lawn chair outside, like so casually.
Bro, I used to live in downtown LA. I've seen stuff humans shouldn't see. I've been walking down the street, like on my, the Whole Foods in downtown? The Whole Foods? Mm-hmm. I used to live in that building for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So I was in that building. So I go down, that's a nice building, right? But you go downstairs, and sometimes like there was one homeless guy that always slept downstairs. So you'd be walking by and you see a homeless guy he's sleeping, like wake up, start jacking off on the road.
Yeah, I know.
And then go back to sleep. Yeah. And you're watching and seeing this shit. This happened to me many times. It's
normal shit.
Also, like, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. I don't know if you know about this, Bostin, but once I was walking at 9 a.m. to the barber from the Whole Foods. Literally, like, I don't know the street. So I'm walking towards 6th Street from 8th Street in downtown. And it's 2 blocks, right? I have my earphones in, so I don't hear anything. And I'm about to go to the gym after the barber. This is back in the day. So I was muscular also. I'm just heading on my way to the gym, not wearing anything expensive. Suddenly, I feel someone hitting me. Turn around, I find a guy is punching me in the back of my head. Literally, I don't know what's going on. So I took a policy. I used to be a violent guy, so I have a policy of non-violence for myself because I'm too violent. So when this guy hit me, I just went back to the wall and I was like, bro, please, I don't know why you're hitting me. I don't have anything. I don't want anything to do with you. Then I realized he had another guy with him, bro. And the other guy was holding like something in his pocket. They're both drug addicts, homeless type guys, but he came again and hit me again in the face. And I'm 230 pounds and he's like a 180. I could barely feel his punches. He just keep punching me. Shit like that happens in LA because of these homeless people. Homeless, yeah. That shit happens, bro. I let him be and Andy let me be, but...
Did you hear that apparently they're allowed to stay on private property now? They can't kick them off?
Are you serious?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I hope not.
Yeah, that probably is true because they're out over there in Gold Venice fucking with tents and shit.
Yeah. Venice is over. Jerry Brainham says Venice is over. Anyway, okay, moving back. So, Rod says, thoughts on taking oral sublingually. Dr. Testosterone, who I think is the Greek guy, by the way, recommends it in a video. Eric, you ever done that?
What?
Taken an oral sublingually, like put it in your mouth and not swallowed it? Have you done that, Boston?
No.
I actually have some in my room, methyl test. They made them in cinnamon and they dissolve in your mouth. I've done those.
Oh, no way. Wait, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, but they give you headaches.
Oh, it's that strong, huh?
Oh, they're strong.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so basically recently people have been trying to do these things, put it in the mouth so it absorbs into the bloodstream without going through the liver, right? But the thing is, I don't know anything about this, but I just wanted to say it for the audience to know. If you don't put something in your liver, the metabolism totally changes. So the metabolites you get, the amount of metabolites, how it's used in the body, everything changes if it doesn't go through the liver. So like injectable Anadrol is not the same as taking Anadrol orally, you know? And taking it sublingually may be similar to injectable Anadrol. I don't know. How is an injectable Anadrol, Bostin? I've never tried it.
I like it for my clients because they keep an appetite on it. A good amount of my clients will lose their appetite on oral Anadrol. I like it. I'm a fan of it. I just like to rotate compounds every 6 weeks. Injectable D-ball is my favorite, though. I like that one better than injectable Anadrol for sure.
I heard it's
injectable Anadrol just sounds intense. Like that would be stronger than Tren or something.
No, it's really not.
It's not, huh? Is it less intense than normal Anadrol, or is it similar?
I would say the oral has way more toxic feeling. Yeah, you feel way more different on the oral for sure.
Okay, so Signoretti says, does Bostin still have his 3cc Jeep? What's his favorite meal at Denny's? Also, though, Rockazoid also said, your Jeep, separately, he made a separate comment. Do you have that Jeep? And they said it had syringes painted on it. It was very cool. Bostin pulled up to the gym in it, and he was like a movie star.
Yeah,
what is this Jeep they're talking about?
I still have the Jeep. I bought it brand new in 2016. I wrapped it, and it just sits in my garage. It only has 14,000 miles on it. I don't drive it unless I have friends in town. Like my dad was just in town, so he drove it while I drove my Corolla, but it sits in my garage, and yeah, it has syringes on it. It's blinked out. Like you get definitely people look at you. And then my favorite meal at Denny's right now is probably the spaghetti with meatballs, extra meatballs, and then I get a dessert like a sundae or something.
What about I saw Monster Michael Todd? Have either of you heard of him? He's an arm wrestler with a long beard. He was with Larry Wheels for a while. I met him a few times, and once I met him, I realized this guy had a pickup, which was like an arm wrestling pickup. Like his name is written on the side. It's all branded. It was pretty cool. I guess you have the same thing, huh?
Yeah, dude, I got a really good deal because the only reason I got that car is because my accountant was like, listen, you're either going to pay the IRS $45,000 or you could buy a car cash and wrap it and write it off completely because, you could write it off. And I said, fuck that. I said, I'll buy the car now because I'm not a big car guy, man. Like I've driven my Corolla that's been in 4 accidents from 2013. It was a $3,000 car. So I would have never bought another car. But when he explained it like that, he's like, you either write a fucking check to the IRS or you write a check to, the Jeep place. And I said, I'll go with the Jeep place. Fuck that.
You know what's funny? I think I can expense my books now. Like I could technically have them as a prop. So I could probably buy books and expense them. Yeah. I could probably expense supplements if I review them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, you could write off so much shit.
Yeah. So New Cold says, does having high like 1,000 nanograms per deciliter versus low like 200 natural test before going on gear make any difference when you come off gear? I think he's talking about in terms of recovery. But let's talk about this question in general, Bostin and Eric. Do you guys think that people that have lower testosterone levels naturally, do they respond better to gear or worse to gear? Do they have better potential? And do they recover when they go off faster or slower? I'll tell you my opinion. What I've noticed is this. I noticed that Arab guys and black guys and Middle East hairier guys seem to recover better when they come off cycle from short cycles without I don't know if this is just me noticing it because I was in the Middle East and people were recovering better there. I noticed Asian people and white people tend to recover a little bit worse. This is just what I noticed about recovery. Now, my thoughts about how you would respond to gear is this. Either you have low testosterone because your balls don't work well or your brain isn't signaling it well. In which case, you're going to develop a lot from testosterone because you had low test originally. So now you're going to gain much more. Or you have low testosterone because you have androgen sensitivity, which means you have a highly receptive androgen receptor. In which case, you're going to respond extremely well. So some people have low testosterone and are muscular, hairy, everything. It's just because their androgen receptors. So, you know what I mean? What have you guys noticed?
I think if their testosterone is naturally lower in the beginning, they'll get a better jump and a better feel in the response. But they don't have more potential or anything like that. But they'll probably feel it more. So if a guy gets on a cycle and his natural testosterone is 200, he'll probably feel it more than a guy that's already at 600, 700. You know?
Exactly. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah. I mean, I never even think about coming off to begin with. Like, I don't think about shit like this. So, like, if you're planning on coming off, why the fuck are you even thinking about?
What's your do you cruise at all?
Of course. Yeah, I cruise most of the year, but I think that blasting and cruise.
Hold on. What's your cruise?
My cruise was 1 gram.
Okay, yeah, do that. Come on.
What's your cruise? Wait, what's your cruise? What's your cruise?
500 test.
Mine was 1 gram, by the way.
but look, like, I mean, the majority of the year, I'm literally just on 500 tests and 2 units of growth, but I'm just trying to maintain this physique. Like, I'm not trying to get any bigger. So
you're not trying to get bigger, really?
Yeah. Because I'm doing pranks. Like, I feel like I'm already the big guy that does pranks. You know what I mean? So, like,
so you're done bodybuilding. You're done bodybuilding.
Right.
Oh, really?
You didn't know?
Bro, he moved over.
Are you done with that? You don't think you'll ever get on stage again?
No, because I mean, I get very moody and like I can't think right when I'm dieting, so it's hard to be witty and funny when I'm doing.
My computer just froze.
We're just talking shit about you.
I'm so sorry, guys. That's the first time.
Leo, when me and Eric were talking, that wasn't recorded, right?
No, it wasn't. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was just gonna say that. Eric's like basically moved away from bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of you just do it for personal reasons now. You're not.
No, I want to maintain this size. Like, I want to be the big guy that does pranks, but it makes no sense for me to focus on getting even bigger because it's too much work. You know, when I'm trying to focus on something else.
Are you still eating 6 meals a day?
Hell no. You would laugh if you saw what I eat.
I eat
like twice a day from Uber Eats, just like random shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, Uber Eats has caused so much destruction on my health and everybody else's health.
I got DoorDash today. It makes people lazy.
Yes.
My favorite is Poke, though. That's really good protein, I feel like.
What is it?
Poke
bowls. Yeah.
You're trying to make it healthy. He's ordering healthy food. Anyway, okay, so a couple more. Vincent Train says, what happened between Bostin and Regan Grimes? I didn't know anything about this.
Nothing's ever happened. I just like to troll him. I call him Vagina Grimes.
Bostin has the best trolling. Like, I almost regret not being trolled by Bostin, but the problem is I'm friends with Bostin, so I don't think he's gonna do it. But if Bostin ever gets mad at me, he's gonna go troll my comments. I'm gonna enjoy it a lot because he says the truth. He says the truth. Anyway, ipocaine.
I'm surprised Bostin never trolled me when I competed. I was kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I only really troll people that ask for it, man. You never came off arrogant. Like, you never said you're going to be a fucking Mr. Olympian.
By the way, is Nick mad at you about the Mr. Olympia thing? Bostin? Nick Walker?
Oh, no, he messaged me. He's not mad. He knows, dude. He always backsteps. He messaged me. He's like, I heard your guys' interview. And I'm like, yeah, well, like, whatever. But no, man, I don't know him, but I told him if he's ever in Tampa, if he's ever in the Tampa area, I'll meet up with him and stuff. But, his coach hates me. Well, not hates me, but his coach kisses my ass, but I don't like his coach. You know what I mean?
It's interesting, though, Bostin. Like, when we talk about coaches, they all seem to contact us. And sometimes bodybuilders. Like, for the audience that doesn't know, me and Bostin do a podcast every week. And then everyone we talk about just contacts us right afterwards. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Anyway, okay.
Speaking of which, Leo, I heard that Cassady really, like I was saying at the beginning, he really didn't like our last podcast. He was mad that we were like talking about it. It's hilarious.
Did he really get mad?
Yeah, I guess he watched the whole thing. That's hilarious.
I don't get it, man. That guy has so much. He makes so much off YouTube. I'm surprised he lets any of that bother him.
Oh, you have no idea how he is. Like, if he gets dislikes or any sort of hate, like, he doesn't know how to deal with it. Like, he just loses his mind. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I brought you on, Eric, because I didn't want you to be like defending yourself by yourself. You know, it was nice to have people, you know, so it can be, you know, and also so the audience can like sort of understand how we see it. Like, to me, you know, watching his videos, even without you telling me anything beforehand, it was just so clear. To be honest with you, honestly, I think he's on. I think he's on coke. I don't know what it is, but the neuroticism and ego and nervousness and all of that.
I've never seen him do it, but it wouldn't surprise me because I see what I see.
He acts like a cokehead, basically. He acts like a crackhead. Let's put it that way. You know.
I was going to ask you guys. I don't follow the YouTube community, but I saw some shit with like Kenny KO and Cassady Campbell in a boxing ring. Did they like fight or something? All of those guys?
No. So Cassady put together a boxing event that was super unprofessional. He tried to get me to fight at it. I'm like, hell no. Like, I have self-respect. It looked like a 3-year-old put the event together. Yeah. So basically Kenny fought at that event and he was going against like a professional fighter who he didn't know was professional. So he fucked Kenny up. Like, he broke his nose.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and Kenny, there were no doctors there. Nobody even gave him a towel, so it was just bad. And Kenny basically felt like he got set up because he didn't know that the guy was a professional fighter who's been fighting many years. He thought it was somebody on his level.
Oh, so it wasn't just YouTube people.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Kenny's a YouTuber, but he was fighting like an actual boxer.
Wow, and then Cassady was fighting like a little bitch. I saw him fight. I can't believe how shitty he fought. Like, even a fucking 5-year-old could throw better punches than that.
I still haven't seen it. I want to see it. This is what I don't understand.
It's pathetic.
Bro, the guy.
Did you see? Do you know Alex from Predator Poachers, the fat guy? Did you see his fight? Because he was like throwing a guy in the ring.
Who else fought in that?
Alex, the fat pig. From
Did Alex win?
No, he lost to the guy who's 100 pounds less than him.
No way. Alex is huge. Alex is physically huge, like tall.
Dude, Kenny KO was taking some fucking hits. I can't believe he stood up.
Oh, he has a fucking strong ass fucking jaw. He took like 100 punches.
Bro, when I saw the video that he made with his face fucked up, I was shocked. You know, I've had my face like that before too, though. I've had my head double in size. From being
this is before we had any beef. Like, Cassady wanted me just in a fight on that card, but it's like, I'm not gonna do this shit for free. Like, I don't understand why anybody would want to.
Wait, it was free?
Yes.
What the fuck?
So who's getting paid from the thing?
Nobody.
Is Cassady making money from like viewers coming there, or is just a
just people like 20,000 views? Yeah.
Dude, it looked like it was in some fucked up area in some fucked up ring.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of a gym.
Yeah.
So Arshad Run says, have you tried Sarms? Which is interesting. I actually have only tried Osterine ever. Have you tried Sarms, Bostin?
Of course, yeah. I'm on
you
one
have?
now.
Which ones do you like?
I've used injectable S23. I've used RAD. I've used LGD. I've used them, but I used them in combinations with steroids, so I can't really tell you if they did anything.
Oh, yeah. I never wanted to even bother because whenever people ask me, oh, should I do a cycle of LG, BT, or whatever, I'm just like, just use the real shit if you're gonna get on gear.
Put it like this: I wouldn't be spending the money on them, but people.
Oh, and they cost more than steroids, right?
Yeah, they're expensive, but these guys, on my forum, they send me free shit to try, so I'll throw it into a cycle or something. But like you said, you can't.
That makes sense.
From it.
I always tell people that's the same thing I do on consultations. I get a lot of consultations from like younger guys, like 19, 20, 21, stuff like that. And they often the consultation starts with like, I've been on LGD or I've been on Osterine or I want to know how to mix Osterine with LGD. And I try to make clear to them, look, even if these molecules are safer, potentially, from what I've seen, I've only used Osterine, but from what I've seen from other people, nobody benefits hugely from them, number one. Number two, they're not that well researched. Like, we have 60 years of people taking Anadrol. We know it causes liver cancer. We have 60 years of people taking Anavar. We know it never causes liver cancer. Never has done it. Never done it. So we know some things about those things. I like to use what's tried and tested personally. Like, I'll use amphetamines, but I won't use like those racetams because
the SARMs do work great for females.
Is that John?
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me take it off my fucking AirPods.
Cool. You know John Bostin?
Yeah, I was the first one that did his podcast.
Oh, you told me, yeah.
Hey, what's up, you asshole?
Hey, Vlad, you piece of shit. What are you doing?
Oh, we're on the podcast.
Oh, you're on it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you have me talking on there on the phone, you asshole?
Yeah. What do you have to say to all the viewers?
Say to who? Oh, hold on, I'm driving, so I can't hear too well.
Oh, to the viewers.
Tell them how much you like Leo. I love John. I'm really good friends with John.
Before I knew him, I thought he was an asshole because he deleted my comments, but then I got to know him. He's a nice fucking guy now.
It's true.
Yeah, I remember you were telling
dog
me.
food now.
We had an argument. Yeah, he was like, you just Google stuff and post and make videos about it. And I was like, you just make pretty videos. I don't know, you do it no content. And then we're like, no. And I looked at his video. I was like, oh, actually, they're really artistic. And he's like, yeah, you provide some value.
All right, last question. What are your thoughts on Cassady Campbell?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not going to say too much stuff, but I will say one thing. You ready?
Yeah.
If you could describe who he is, people who don't know him, okay? He's 90% like his rich kid character and 10% like the gay one. So you put them both together, you get an asshole. Cassady Campbell, there you go.
Oh.
What a legend, John.
All right, John, I'll call you back after we're done.
Hear this and he can be pissed. All right, guys, you guys have fun. Boston, tell Boston I say hi and I'm praying for his health.
You hear that,
I
Boston?
heard him. Thank you, John.
Boston, John always comments on our videos, by the way. He watches them.
All right, I'll call you back.
He'll even tell Eric. He came out with a YouTube video, I think in 2015, and he contacted me, and I was his first guy to ever do a video with him before he had any followers.
Like me? You were the first guy to do mine.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing
You know
that people
what's
don't
funny?
know.
Like, I thought that John was like a weirdo before I met him, and then like we met in person and we just hit it off. Like he's really cool in person. So
Is he still in Arizona?
Yeah, he's the richest man in Arizona.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I thought he was in New Jersey.
Joke about it, but
I thought
No,
he
he's
was from Jersey.
from New Jersey, but he lives in Arizona. He's from Jersey, but he lives in Arizona.
I had the same thing. I didn't realize.
But back to this.
Good.
We were talking about Sarms.
Yeah.
We were talking.
We're talking about Sarms.
Yeah,
what I was saying was that
shit about Sarms.
basically, like they don't have much evidence behind them, much experience. We don't really know what they do, and to be honest, nobody ever got huge on this stuff. No, it doesn't happen. I think that the best SARM is Anavar.
Like literally, the only people that take the SARMs are like these 16-year-old dipshits who are scared to like inject real shit.
Yeah, and you're still gonna do some damage to yourself. So just use the real thing and use HCG, and you'll be good. You know.
Yeah,
I get these DMs all the time. Like, what do you?
Females, my female clients do respond very well to certain SARMs.
Which ones do you prefer for Austrian?
Austrian and Rad only.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. So Glenn Pantor asked Bostin.
But I get these DMs all the time.
Tell me.
I was gonna say I get these DMs all the time from little kids who are like, "What do you think about DBY 567?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't even know what the shit is. Like, just take real shit.
Exactly. Everyone's always trying to look for something better. But to be honest, we have great things. Primo is great. Anavar is great. Trenbolone is great. You know, I mean, for certain uses, obviously. Glenn Plant.
One thing I noticed. Wait, one thing I've noticed is that the people that want to take SARMs, they just can't find a source for steroids. So
I believe so.
Yeah.
You're right. They're usually younger guys that don't have sources, which is why they should. Yeah. And that's why I talk about Boston's form so much. It's not just because I support him because he's my friend, but the real reason is because if I had Boston's form, it would have helped me actually.
Yeah, some kid called me today, a younger kid, like 21, and he's been using some junk, and I'm like, it's sad that how many kids are using fake shit, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of junk in the U.S. Glenn Pantor asked Bostin, and Eric, I think, who would your top 3 choices for a national level bodybuilder be personally?
National level?
Yeah. I know your favorite is Hani. Huh? What, Eric?
What does that mean? What does that mean? My top 3 choices.
Like, who would you? Yeah, if you were a national level bodybuilder, who would you pick for your own coach? If you had to pick, like, who are the top 3 that you would want to coach you? I know Boston's favorite is Hani, actually.
Yeah, Hani would be number 1. I like that guy that I hired, but I couldn't go on with it. And he froze my program. I paid him $1,200. Francisco Espin. He's real good. He's real good. He transforms people. He's in. I think he lives in. Like Spain. He lives in Spain. Francisco Espin. So Hani, Francisco Espin, and my last choice would probably be maybe like a guy like John Meadows.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. I really respect John so much. What about you, Eric? Sam?
Gred Ducette.
I'm sorry, but imagine wanting like hiring Greg to.
I mean, if I'm getting it free, I mean that's the best value technically.
Yeah, it's much better. You're getting better quality product. It's expensive.
Yeah.
All right. So, by the way, Boston, there's this funny question. So Patrick O'Rourke, who sounds like that guy that trained Nick, by the way, his second coach. Who was that? Something? O'Regan?
Well, he trained me too, John O'Regan.
Yeah, by the way, what's his, like, Paul? I hear he does high doses of, like, orals, right?
Crazy. I lasted 3 days and I was puking everywhere. I literally ate 14 ounces of fish on the 3rd day. I puked. I was renting a room out of a house. And I puked all over the sink. And I said, I'm done with this. It was like 100 or 200 mgs of Anadrol.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Phil was telling me that yesterday. Actually, I asked him about that. Anyway, so Patrick O'Rourke says, thoughts on people now rectally administering compounds like SR9009. For those that don't know, that's the thing that wakes you up. It's a thing that turns on your circadian clock. It basically wakes you up. So but they think of it as a SARM. They think it causes weight loss, which is not relevant to this at all, by the way. But anyway, so they use that for fear of injection. So people on Reddit have been doing it apparently.
Wait, so how do they?
So apparently they're taking the SR9009, and instead of injecting it, they're putting it up their ass as a liquid and leaving it there so they absorb it quickly.
But wouldn't they have to inject it like inside?
Yes, but you can inject it with a dropper. That's what they use. They use a dropper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard of this a lot actually because people do this with amphetamines and with like drugs.
It works. I did it with a painkiller.
What?
No, I did it with a painkiller once. I did it with our buddy. He sent me some boopy. What's boopy? What's the long name for that boopy?
What's boopy?
They come in 2 mgs. They come in 2 mgs.
What the hell is that? Is it?
They give it to heroin addicts that are coming off.
Oh! You talking about
I'll tell you right now what it's called. But anyway,
I have no idea.
I put it in my ass and I got high as fuck.
It does work. It actually changes the kind.
This name right here, buprenorphine, also known as Bupex or Boopy.
Oh, okay. I know what that is. Yeah. It's interesting, actually. Girls are known to like doing that with drugs. Like they have crazy sex. I've not done it myself, but I've done it on a woman before. Long time ago when I was a kid, crazy kid. So, but women get crazy orgasms if you put a
it would be safer, right? Don't you think it would be safer to take the boopy in your ass than to do it orally?
The thing is, I've researched this a bit. So if it stays in one place and doesn't dissolve, if it's not like a liquid, it could cause a damage to the intestine or the inside of the rectum. But they have freaking crazy orgasms. If you put MDMA in a girl's ass and then have sex with her, you have the time of your fucking life.
You have to fuck her in the ass?
No, you do not. You do not. It literally will cause like her to her. I don't want to get too detailed, but her thing, like her clit and stuff, will start twitching just because of the whole area will start like orgasming there. Do you know that when guys inject?
I got some MDMA coming in.
Bro, do you know that when guys inject meth in LA, because I met so many people that inject meth in LA, the guys that inject meth, they orgasm when they inject it? Did you know that?
No.
Oh, it's very common, bro. People tell me about that all the time because I used to live in downtown, so I talk to homeless all the time. So when they eject meth, they come, literally ejaculate, because it's so powerful, the pleasure feeling. But that's only when they inject it, not when they smoke it. Rectally, it does something similar to that. Okay, so just a few more questions. Adam Hearn, who is a longtime follower of this channel. Hello, Adam. We like you very much. Adam asks, do you use Bioperine with your steroids or supplements to increase their bioavailability? So I know this is maybe not something that'll interest you guys, but Bioperine is like a pepper extract that they put often with like turmeric and stuff like that. I don't know, Adam, honestly, too much about this. What I read about it years ago was that it causes better digestion of orally consumed things by basically puncturing your intestines a bit, causing irritation and bleeding, which causes better digestion because of the irritation. So I don't know if that's true.
That stuff makes me shit instantly. The black pepper extract, because Hani Rambod has it in all of his products, and dude, it flushes me out.
Does he really? He puts in all the products, huh?
He has it in his fucking GDA. All of his stuff has the Bioperine. It's the last ingredient.
Hey, Bostin, and to be honest, I want to know, Eric, if you ever. What are your thoughts, Eric, on Deca? Do you like Deca?
Yeah, I mean,
do you get irritable on it and stuff, or do you like it?
I don't get irritable on anything, but
really, huh? You like Bostin?
When I'm trying to grow, I really just rotate between Deca, EQ, and Tren. I'm probably gonna stop Tren because I'm trying to like stay healthier, but since I'm not trying to get bigger. But Deca and EQ, like I don't really notice a huge difference between the two. I just rotate between them all the time. And
you don't get Deca at all?
No, not at all.
Lucky.
Have you ever had any health scares?
Thankfully, no, not from gear.
That's Bostin's interview style. By the way, Bostin, whenever he talks to somebody, he starts asking you, hey, Bo, what was your creatinine? I just want to know. Do you have any health scares? Is your heart okay, bro? And he won't believe you, too. He'll keep asking you. He asked me on the way, he's like, are you sure you never had a kidney problem? Why did you lose so much?
I asked Nick Walker what his creatinine was.
What is it?
He was like, I'll tell you. I was like, I just got to go look at my blood work. I was like, all right, no rush. So then he messaged me again when he talked about the video. I was like, you never sent me your creatinine number. He's like, yeah, all I know is that it's normal. I'm like, dude, you probably don't even get it. Don't give me that.
Bostin chasing people's health records.
I don't believe that a guy at that level carrying that much muscle has a good creatinine number. I don't believe it.
No, it's not
0.72.
Are you serious? Your creatinine is 0.7?
June of last year. That's when I checked it. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Is that good?
That's retarded. Your GRS is like 110.
Yeah, that's retardedly good. It may be wrong. That's how good it is.
Wait, GRF? GRF non-African American 131, and the African American is 151.
Dude, that's insane.
Insane. Perfect. Beautiful kidneys, bro. Beautiful. You're so lucky. The blood pressure, he took it from 17. His mother saved his life. Your mom saved you. You got to go kiss her.
You know what's funny?
Go kiss her on the head. Tell her thank you so much. Seriously.
I know. I'll show her this.
Your creatinine is better than mine, like off steroids right now, or 6 months ago when I was 160 pounds. That's how good your kidneys are functioning.
His creatinine, if he didn't take the blood pressure meds at that young age, it would have been probably 1.5.
For sure. For sure. Your mom saved your life, bro. This is such a great thing. I never knew, Eric, about that. It's great to show the audience like how much that can be helpful. You know what I mean?
And you know, I was pissed at her back then. I'm like, fuck, why are you telling the doctor this shit? Like, she doesn't need to know. But obviously now I'm very grateful.
The question was from Tren Insen. He says, thoughts on Deca monotherapy, meaning just using Deca instead of testosterone. I think the guy who popularized this, his name is... I'm forgetting his name, but he has a Facebook group, and he popularized this. He's been on my show before. I've had him on as a guest, and basically he popularized this idea for people who have hair loss issues, which clearly Eric doesn't have, so he's probably never experienced this. But but for people who have hair loss issues, some of these people are really obsessed with it, and so they take like Deca because Deca seems to cause less hair loss. But if you take finasteride on Deca, you actually cause the Deca to get converted. I mean, if you don't take finasteride on Deca, it gets converted into a less androgenic molecule. If you take finasteride on it, you actually fuck yourself, and it'll get worse. But anyway, I don't really know I don't think Deca isn't like my favorite. Primo is my favorite, I think. Like light steroid.
Tony Huge did that recently where he did Deca only, and then that's when it got a lot of hype recently.
Who did?
Tony Huge.
Yeah, but this is all from this one guy that's been on my show. He created this thing. He has a huge following. They're all like they're like militant Deca people. They love Deca. They don't use anything but Deca. They take like 3 grams of Deca by itself.
They probably look like they probably don't look too good.
No, he doesn't. He has no muscle. That's true. But yeah, that's true. That's true.
You got to take a lot of Masteron to get hair like this.
No, what's cool though is that once you shave your head, see, you have good head shape. I can't do what you're doing because I used to have a head shape like yours, bro. But then I met GH, and GH gave me a horn. I have a light, not like many people, but I have a light Boston's head too. You can look at Boston's head. It's not the same on both sides. So our head shape starts changing, and then we get fucked over.
Yeah, I wouldn't look good bald. Fuck that.
You would before, I bet, but now none of us will look good bald. It's true.
The thing is, I like being bald. Like I have to shave it all the time. When it grows, that's when I don't like it. So when people come like, "Oh, you're bald," like.
I wish if my head was normal, I would shave it, bro. I used to love to. I used to shave my head in high school. I love having a shaved head. So it feels clean. You feel like the air. You don't have to worry about the hair.
And if I wasn't bald, I would never have been Vladimir with the face tattoos. So that's a great thing.
Now, Eric, are you have baldness when you grow it out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember, I used to have long hair before I shaved it. So I had the long hair, but my hairline was starting like back here, and everybody would like. People said I looked like Ron Jeremy and shit. So eventually, I just got rid of it.
You know that guy's in jail, huh? Or he has a court case, serious court case. Oh, he's been charged with multiple counts of rape.
What?
Oh, they're trying to kill this guy. He
he lives in the building. Well, my LA apartment. He lived in like the building across from mine.
No
we
way.
Were neighbors, basically. Yeah, we were like neighbors.
You've seen him before?
I don't think I've seen him, but I know that he lives in the penthouse of the building next to mine.
Yeah, that guy. They pulled him on like many counts of rape. Straight up rape. So,
bullshit?
I don't know if you're a porn star, I don't know how many people he's had. I mean,
whatever happened to the Shawn Rhoden case?
Oh, right.
No, that's a curiosity.
Nothing. Are they ever gonna let him compete again?
No, unless he's clean. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, why won't we? I mean, COVID's over. They should have had that court case already.
Well, it's not that. I mean, I heard some of Palumbo and these guys like analyzing it. I think they're missing a little bit, and his coach, I forgot his name, Chris Aceto. I think they're missing some points. Like, think about it this way, dude. You have a right to a fair and speedy trial. It is in the Constitution or the legal system of the U.S. If you get arrested, you have the right to be on trial within like 2 weeks. Okay, you can do that. The only reason your trial will be delayed is if you delay it. Now, COVID is different. Some courts were closed, whatever, but not 3 years delayed, not 2 years. That's his legal team delaying it because they are very scared of failing, that he will be convicted. So they're trying to delay it. The longer you delay it, the better. The better it'll be for your side, for the defense.
His wife divorced him after that.
Did she really?
Yeah, dude. He had kids with her and everything. And then now she divorced him, and now he's with some random fitness chick, and he's never even posting his kids anymore. I wonder if he even sees his kids.
I mean, bro, the thing about... I didn't know he was married, by the way.
Yeah, he was married.
Wait, so he was actually cheating on his wife at that time?
Yeah, she divorced his ass. He's known for that, dude.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He's known for that. There was this one chick that wanted to have a threesome with me, and I found out she fucked Craig Goliath.
Wait, have you had a threesome before with Craig Goliath? Wait, there's too many things going on here. Wait, okay, continue your story. I'll ask later.
All right, dude. People are gonna already know which girl I'm talking about, but anyways, she fucked Craig Goliath, and she was having threesomes with Shawn Rhoden, and she wanted to fuck me.
And Shawn Rhoden?
Huh?
And Shawn Rhoden at the same time?
No. She wanted to fuck me with another chick, but I couldn't do it because I knew she had fucked too many guys. She had fucked everyone, and you guys know who she is.
I don't, but you tell me later.
I'll just say it's Rich Piana's ex-wife.
Oh, no way. Wait, the Icelandic one?
Yes.
Oh, she's fine though, huh? She is fine.
I have her butthole picture saved on my phone.
You can send it to me after. I would like that. But anyway, listen, couple of things there. Wait.
And I'm gonna say this: I only have them for fucking. I save all the nudes that girls have sent me just for black. If in case they try to come, in case they try to come at me, and Ariella knows this.
Just for blackmail, in case.
Guess what, dude? I had to fucking threaten it one time. That bitch came sideways at me, and I said, "Don't forget, I have your nudes on my phone." And she shut the fuck up.
It's actually useful. I don't delete them either, to be honest with you. But anyway.
Rhoden has a type. He likes the blondes, but yeah, dude, he was married with a daughter and shit when that all happened, that whole rape case.
Wow, I didn't know that at all. I thought they were divorced. But
No.
but this is the thing. Look, honestly, I feel like, I don't know if I'm stupid or something, or I don't make sense, but in my mind, dude, if you guys are alone in an apartment, you can't prove that it happened. It's not evidence. There's no evidence. Like, even if she has, I mean,
How about if her pussy is ripped and he has her cum in her?
yeah, but that just means they had sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but there's a chance. Look, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying, dude, what if I met up with a chick, which I used to date a lot of chicks from Tinder in LA. What if I met up with a chick in an apartment, had sex with her, then she wanted to meet me again, and I said, nah, sorry, I'm going back to my girlfriend. She got pissed off, says, fuck this guy, and, it could happen, and then I could never prove it.
Let me ask you this, though. How about if there's multiple chicks that say the same thing?
Yeah, that's
like with
that's when
Cassady.
it becomes a problem. Wait, are there multiple?
Like with
Cassady. Good example.
There's 3.
But how many chicks about Shawn? There's more than one chick that says that?
Well, that was the rumor that was
rumor?
the rumor that was the catch what the case was getting built on is more people coming forward.
The rumor that I heard was drinking. That's what I had heard, but I don't know. I don't know if any of it's true. He strikes me as a nice guy. I mean, I'm sad what's going through him. Okay, so Nicholas DiPietro says, what are a few things about being a father, Bostin, that you didn't expect? What's number one?
Is this my
Yeah,
client?
your Nick, yeah.
He met my kid and wife. So what's the question?
His question was, what are a few things about being a father that you didn't expect? And what's number one?
I didn't think you could love another human as much as you can.
Is it really like that when people say
I didn't think you could love another human as much as you do. The love for your kid is unlike your love for your wife. It's unlike any love ever. Like it's different.
Can I ask you, does it happen while she's pregnant or after the baby?
No, okay. Dude, it doesn't happen during pregnancy at all. It happens later when he starts growing up.
Okay, because I don't have that quite yet.
Well, dude, I didn't even cry because I was on a Grandma trend when he came out. This is like a recent thing for me. I would say within the last year.
Yeah, fascinating. He's a very serious family man, Bostin. That's why we couldn't do it an hour earlier, Eric. Just because he spends time with his family, he takes it really seriously. He's not just saying that, Okay, a couple. Well, the optimized human says, Bostin, curious to know what your typical day looked like when you were in full blast and running your peptide endeavors. How did your daily routine look? How did you balance a work life, training yourself, coaching others, etc.? As an individual looking to start my own business one day, I'd love to hear how you manage to keep on top of everything and maintain some balance. Much love for all the podcasts you two have done. Such a wonderful and honest place for discussions. Leo, I'd love to hear the same about you, and we want to see them sups, baby, both of y'all. Sups. We're not showing you the sups. I have a new fridge. I bought a new fridge just to hold my supplements, by the way. I have a full size.
So you're big on keeping your stuff in the fridge.
Yeah, everything's in the fridge. Yeah. So I have now, I just bought like a week ago. I have a new whole fridge just for my supplements.
You think they go bad?
Huh?
You think they go bad?
They do. They go bad rapidly, depending on the supplement. Some of them go bad really fast. Some don't. So it depends on the one. But like anyway, his question was, how do you balance like being full blast into your training as well as coaching, and being a family man? And so
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some kind of crazy entrepreneur has a business mind, because I'm not. I have a partner. I've had the same partner since 2014. He does all the shipping for me. He does everything for me, so I don't have to touch that. With the synthol, with the peptides, I had the same partner. So I never had to worry about that. My thing is my training and my clients. That's all me. So that's all I got to worry about, Leo, is my clients.
But how do you organize your clients in the day also? Because I do the same. We do similar.
I do emails from about anywhere from midnight to 1 to like 5 a.m.
That's why you're always texting at that time? You're doing emails at that time? Oh, I was wondering.
How many clients do you have?
I have a good amount right now. I don't know if it's because everyone got their stimulus check and shit, or this. I can tell you what, the podcast has definitely helped. But I have a good amount, man. I have at least 50 active that are like actively checking in, at least. Yeah. And then I have people that hire me all the time, and you just never hear back from them because they can't follow a diet.
Yeah, that's the most common type of client. Like they just pay for whichever plan. And then you never hear from them again.
Exactly. So like I have like 50 clients that check in every week that are good. Yeah. And then I have guys that hire me, you know, I'll get like 3 signups a week, but like some of them you'll just never hear from after like the first couple weeks.
Yeah. So I have 6 clients only. I had 10, Boston, but it overwhelmed me. I couldn't do it, bro. Because mine are like you have that extra package where they can text you.
Yes.
So mine has that already built in. Plus a 1 hour call every week. So it's too much. So I had 10 at one point and I was like, this is too much. So anyone
I don't do phone calls no matter what.
Yeah, 1 hour phone call every week, bro. So it's a lot. So if you think about, and then I have the consultations.
Well, so what do you talk about? What the fuck do you talk about on the phone for a week?
Well, I give them an hour. Some of them don't take the full hour, but most of them do, and they talk all kind. Because we talk about like life, career, depression, anxiety. Like it's more about. I don't coach people on physique stuff.
Oh, okay, that makes.
It's
sense.
more about health or mental stuff usually.
Because the reason I don't like to do phone calls is like the questions that people ask, like, do you weigh rice cooked or uncooked? Then they call, you answer, wait, cooked. And then it's like 1 hour conversation about other shit that like, that's why I prefer text.
I charge for phone consults, but I don't charge that much.
Yeah. So so what I was going to say is, I have 6. So 2 graduated and then I force graduated 2 people to reduce it. Now I have 6, but to be honest, the 6 that I have, I really, really like them. I have very close relationships with them. That's the best thing about coaching, though, is developing a close relationship, becoming friends with them.
6 hours on the phone a week, though, Leo?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Sure. No, bro. And then I have 1 day of consultations. So I have 1 day of 8-hour calls or 9 hours straight. So I do that. And then all the other time I spend researching. That's why I don't make many videos.
Is your wife at the house now?
Yeah.
That she's pregnant?
Yeah, she is. She's not working anymore. So I'm doing everything also about the house, fixing things, moving things around.
But you charge $1,000 a month?
I charge $700 a month. $1,000 the first month and $700 afterwards. But for example, if some, I don't like people that can't afford it to join. So for example, like I had one young man, he's a really good guy. He's one of the 6 guys. I realized he can't really afford it. So I'm going to reduce the price for him because I want to keep him. But so I'm not trying to but most of the other guys are very rich. So, but you know what's cool, bro? Like sometimes things happen that I'm like, okay, thank God this guy hired me. Like today it was yesterday. Yesterday I got a call from a client, and this guy finally did a cardiac FMRI, and he did it only because he hired me. He would have never ever done it, and he had a 25% blockage. Now today I'm supposed to talk to him. He just spoke to the heart doctor, and I was supposed to talk to him today after our call. But 25% blockage, bro. That means that he's 30 or something now. That means that at 50, he would have need bypass surgery or a stent, like Palumbo has a stent, or a bypass surgery like Arnold Schwarzenegger had. So we may have saved his life, or he may have died actually eventually.
Yeah,
so it's like
that probably is gratifying.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Or when someone, like I have clients who like have dating issues and stuff like that, like, or they're insecure, they've been mistreated by women before. I help them with their Tinder, help them like things like that. Oh, bro, a lot of what I do is Tinder. A lot of it.
Do you take any female clients?
No, I don't have, and nobody's ever asked.
Would you?
I'd love to. Yeah, it'd be cool. It would be cool. Yeah. But I do help. The Tinder stuff's actually one of the.
Leo, if some hot ass chick wanted to hire you, would your wife be a little insecure or no?
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Yeah, it wouldn't be cool. I don't like my wife. My wife would never.
Relationship issues.
My wife would never say anything, but I would never want her to be insecure. My wife is. But is your wife like that too? Would she say anything?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, same. So I couldn't do that. Okay, last one is from Abad Dion, and this one it touched me. This question, he said, "What would Bostin have done for his coaching business if, for health reasons, he couldn't take PEDs or train like a bodybuilder? Would he still coach, despite not being able to advertise his knowledge with his physique? I'm going through this scenario myself and have little to no plans outside of sport-related work." So he's in the same situation as you, and this is something you and I talked about 4 months or 5 months ago, bro, when we first heard about it. Remember?
I was scared about it, but dude, my business has been doing way better. So I think I'm already, I hate to say this, but I think I'm already established at this point. You know what I mean? It's not because of my physique. I'm not established because I've done anything great in bodybuilding, but I'm established because people trust me, you know?
Exactly. I mean,
well, in any other sport, like the coaches don't play like the athletes, you know? Yeah. So people hire you for your knowledge, not because you look. I agree.
Yeah. I thought the kidney failure and shit was going to affect my business in a negative way, but if anything, it's helped it tremendously. You know what I mean? So
my thoughts on it are this. Number one, you've always been honest from day one, and this level of honesty about the kidney failure was nobody can be this honest. Nobody would do what you did. Nobody would. So your audience knows this guy is freaking honest, and this is an industry filled with con men. You know, as we talk about every freaking day, everybody's a con man. It's almost like nobody is honest. Second thing is, though, now your clients also know that you know a lot about health, because you're actually you have at least kidneys. You're learning a lot about kidneys. By the way, guys, Bostin actually knows a lot about kidneys. Like he discusses detailed things with you, reads papers all the time and stuff. Yeah. So he has now. So you're also developing another kind of expertise. You know,
yeah, I've been on my clients' ass about getting their creatinine checked. I'm like, dude, I used to never look at the creatinine. Now I'm like, did you look at your fucking creatinine?
Exactly.
But dude, I'll tell you what though. I have a couple clients that are like in their 50s that their doctors scare them about their creatinine for no reason, dude. Like I have their clients that are in their 50s or in their 60s, right? Where their creatinine's not high, their bun's not really high, but their doctors are saying, oh, you know, you got to be on all these medications, and it's just not the case. You know what I mean? Like they're scaring, some of these doctors are scaring these older people, and they don't even have health issues. Like to me, a 1.2 creatinine at 55, when you're training hard and you're on steroids, to me, that's not something to worry about.
No, that's very normal, actually.
And I mean, their blood pressure's fine. So I'm like, why are they?
Mine was 1.2. Myself, you know, I was only 200
Yeah, so I don't know why these doctors are scaring these guys.
Okay, the final question is also from Patrick O'Rourke. He says, what are your thoughts on Melanotan, and do either of you, including Eric, use it?
I'll let him answer that one first.
I don't think...
Well, I'm scared of using it because I play a Russian character, so I don't want to like turn black, like look like Ziz or something. I don't want to be too tan, so that's I don't know if that sounds ignorant.
Have you ever used it in contest prep though?
No, I've never tried it.
Yeah, so it kills your appetite really good. So I like it in prep because it destroys your appetite.
Destroys, yeah. Almost as powerful as GLP-1 agonists, but not quite.
The reason why it kills it is I can't even eat breakfast. Like in off season, when I take Melanotan, it's hard for me to eat on it, but the good thing in prep is you want a base tan before you get on stage because it makes the other tan, hold better. And I noticed that with you, Eric, you can never get your tan good, dude.
Oh yeah, but that one show, remember when I put like a whole bottle of oil on myself?
I know the Venice Beach ones you didn't give a fuck, but I'm talking about the ones.
Yeah, the serious show. I like put a whole bottle of oil on myself because I remember in the morning, in the morning show I didn't have enough. So Jason and Beatty and my friends, they told me just put way more. Like, and then I put like a whole bottle on. And like, that's all people remember
about. Outside, that baby oil will burn the fuck out of you too.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for spending the evening with me. Eric, I hope, by the way, I wanted to ask you, do you think John is going to get attacked by Cassady, like in terms of his channel? Is he okay? Is he safe?
Well, he took all his Predator videos are down, so there's no videos that really violate the guidelines. So there's nothing they can really get him on.
Hope so, yeah.
If they were up, that little bitch would go report them. I know how Cassady is.
So Eric, did he report your videos?
I believe he did, because like if I talked about it in my video, it's a long story where I show all the evidence and shit, but it's just it can be a coincidence with the timing and the way everything happened.
So he got real salty that you were being successful.
Yeah, because my predator catches were doing way better than his.
Wow.
Well, Bostin, that's not something you're unfamiliar with. You've just seen somebody do that to me for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean
The same exact thing. Just like people don't like other people to succeed.
It's so crazy though. It's just like it's mind-boggling.
But you know what's the craziest part about it, Bostin? He was getting 30% of my income, so you would think he would want me to make as much money as possible.
Why were you giving 30%? Just curious.
To grow the channel.
Because I'm a dumbass. But I signed a contract with him for 3 years that he manages me. He helps me grow my social media. Which if he was actually doing what he said he would do, it would have been a good deal. But the problem is he wasn't doing shit. So yeah.
30% is a big cut, man.
It is. Yeah.
But Eric, I spoke to John and I asked him about this, like, because he mentioned in his video there are these organizations. Oh no, Kenny KO mentioned in his response to John's video that there are these organizations you can join as a YouTuber to protect your channel.
So I actually hit up the one that Kenny works with.
Oh.
And we set up a meeting, right? And before the meeting, he asked me, so can you tell me a little bit about what happened? And I told him, I was doing the Predator videos, and then I see a email that the meeting is canceled. And then he sends me another email. Sorry, here's a link to learn more about cyberbullying. It's like he's treating me like I'm a serial killer or something.
Whoa,
I'm just like,
what the hell?
fuck?
Oh, so they're not even going to support you and they won't even take the meeting. What the hell?
So that's why the lawsuit is my only shot at
so you're actually suing him?
YouTube.
Suing YouTube.
Oh, really?
After I sue YouTube, I'll probably go after him too, because I shouldn't have paid him all the money I paid him. He violated the contract many times.
So you're suing YouTube because they shut your channel down?
Yeah, and it was on the second strike, so they didn't even stick to their 3-strike system. And we're also suing them for discrimination because there's videos of people getting shot in the head on YouTube that have millions of views. So why is that not harassment and bullying? But me catching pedophiles is harassment and bullying.
Eric, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor when we get off here? Can you email me your lawyer? Because YouTube deleted my account. I never even got a warning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to.
You didn't get a
warning. I've been wanting to fight them forever because I don't care about getting my account back, but I have videos on there that aren't saved that I would love to have that I don't have.
Yeah.
The thing is, Eric, I couldn't join that organization because apparently you need like 100,000 subscribers for all of them. They're the minimum requirement to join these groups.
Oh, the lawyer?
Oh, yeah.
They're not lawyers.
No,
they're like
MCM.
affiliations. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they are, but
Oh,
apparently
so
I can't. So I'm in danger until I get to
No,
100.
he's talking about something else.
Okay.
Just like the network. Where
Yeah, it's like a network where they support you. If something happens to you, these guys got your back. They put your channel. Vegan Gains used them to get his channel back. Remember when
that's the crazy part because I hit up the same one that Kenny works with and that Vegan Gains that helped.
No
Vegan
way.
Gains.
Is this the same one?
And Vegan Gains, like all he does is talk shit about people.
Yeah. I remember. No, I remember when he went on Palumbo's show and I actually told, I think, Palumbo to tell him about these organizations actually, and I remember he got one, but I can't get them, so I'm like in danger. They report every one of my videos.
Vegan Gains gave me that connect, but they didn't even respond to me.
Oh, same situation.
But Eric, you actually have a legit lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, please send me that info.
Uh-huh.
All right, man.
All right, guys, I'll let you be. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.